Good evening, Facebook and Periscope. How's everyone doing? Come on in, come on in, come on in. It is Freedom Friday. I'm going to quickly go ahead and start inviting some people. We are going to enjoy a song tonight, and it's a bit long, so I'm not going to spend too much time speaking before the song. This is Freedom Friday with me here every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, the English version, and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, the Spanish version. My name is Marlene. I'm from Dominican Republic, and I'm just here to share some reflections and talk to you guys, ladies and gents, brothers and sisters, for a few minutes. So I'm going to invite some people. Just stay hand tight while we invite some people. I'm gonna play a song. Okay, so just hold on.
Do I have a room full of intercessors tonight who will begin to lift up your voice? Some of you maybe even want to run to the altar and begin to lift up your voice, not on behalf of yourself, but on behalf of the nations. Is there anyone that would join me in praying for the nations of the earth? That the government will be upon his shoulders, that the Lord of glory would intervene and hear the affairs of man. Where are the intercessors? Where are those who will cry out? Where are those who will believe God? Who will say, oh God, hear your people. Oh God, hear the cries of your people. As we lift up our voices tonight, as we lift up our voices tonight, if we've ever needed you, right now is the time. Right now is the time. Change the nations, Lord. Change the nations, Lord. Change the nations, Lord. We feel your glory. Let your church rise. Oh God, we feel your glory. Let the church rise. Oh God, let the government be on your shoulders. It's a beat on the behalf of every leader, every nation. We cry out, we cry out, we cry out, we cry out. Oh, we need you. Have mercy on us, Lord. Have mercy on us, Lord. Have mercy on us, Lord. Turn our hearts back to you. Turn our hearts back to you. Turn our hearts back to you. Turn our hearts back to you, oh God. Oh, reveal yourself. Holy Spirit, Lord, shine the world on. Holy Spirit, Lord, shine the world on. church cry. Let the church cry. Let the church cry.
Glory.
Come on, lift up your voice. Let the sound be heard. Let the sound be heard. Through the waves of the earth.
Don't get tired yet. A few more minutes. Invite a few people while you're listening.
The change I want to see must first begin in me. I surrender so your world can be changed. The change I want to see must first begin in me. I surrender, yeah, so your world can be changed. The change I want to see must first begin right now. Surrender, so your world can be changed. I want to see must first begin. So you walk, get this
You can use anything. So
you are the light of the world. The city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Whether you know it or not, the world is looking at you because the answer that they seek is on the inside of you. So I say, if they're looking for you, let them find you in me. If they're looking for you, let them find you in me. If they're looking for you, Jesus, let them find you in me. If they're looking for you, Jesus, let them find you in me. That's why we say the change I want.
All right, all right, all right. Hello, everybody that joined after the sun had already started. Welcome to Freedom Friday. I had to start really quick because the sun is a little long. Hang on. The sun is a little long, so I wanted to start right away to respect your time. Thanks for those that stuck around and listen to the sun, and for those that are watching the replay, you can always fast forward through the greeting, through the shattering if you like to. If not, you're more than welcome to watch the full broadcast. But to those of you that are watching live, hello, Christy, Gerald, Leah, Audrey, hey, Cece, Cassandra, hey, Daisy. Good to see you here, Daisy. I think this is your first time here. Welcome to Freedom Friday. Cassandra Yules, welcome as well. And Michael, I'm not sure if I'm missing anyone else. I saw a few faces on Periscope. Unfortunately, I can't see who all is watching as I do on Facebook unless you comment. So if you are watching live, welcome. If you are watching the replay, thank you for watching. Feel free to share. Yes. For those of you that are here for the first time and don't know me personally, my name again is Marlene, and I'm from Dominican Republic. So yes, I do have an accent. English is my second language. So we do meet here every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time in English, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time in Spanish, on Facebook only. So yeah, the topic for tonight, how you doing? First of all, how are all of you doing? For those of you that are not in the South, I always say how y'all doing. Someone said that I have a mix of Dominican Southern accent. So yes, how's everyone doing today, tonight? As you can see, we have, I like to say another, I guess it's interesting. A simple topic. Let's encourage someone, and I'm going to jump right in and tell you guys, tell you all where that comes from. As you know, those that were watching last week, or the broadcast last week, good, Leah. Tell your daughter I say hey. I miss seeing you. Last week, towards the end of the broadcast, I mentioned that this past Sunday was my MIT graduation. It was my MIT graduation, and for some reason I had to share with you all on Friday prior. That simply means that now I have a piece of paper that says that I'm licensed to do what I've been doing, which is to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. So it's just hey girl, hey. Is she watching too, Leah? So now I have a piece of paper that shows most than anything to men that I went through a process just like college, to learn about the things of God. Most importantly, I went through some shaking. Oh, that's cool. Some shaking and breaking, some spiritual warfare. I always tell anyone that is trying to join MIT that it's not about how good you write a paper. In my opinion, it's not about how good you write a paper or how many degrees you have or how much research you can do, although all of that is very important. Really, the true challenge is the transformation that happens inside of you, the shaking and the breaking and the warfare and the things, the spiritual challenges that you have to endure in order to prepare for this. And of course, all of that is done through God. But I say all of that to say that is actually what led me to tonight's topic, to encourage someone, because this week after the graduation, let me first say that it is an honor. That is it's very rewarding to feel like I have reached a milestone for God's glory, that I have reached that first door, per se, in my opinion, to get to the next thing that he has me to do. To me, I have not have arrived. I don't feel like I've accomplished or have checked off a mark. To me, this is just an open door to the next thing that he will have me to do. So with that, this week is my first week as a licensed minister. This past week. Whatever that means. Like I say, I'm not big. You guys, you all know that I'm not big on titles and all of that. But now that I am, based on the program, based on the paper, the certificate that I was given, a licensed minister, now I'm observing different things, and I knew it was going to be a pressure and a heavier responsibility, in my opinion, spiritually. But it's not just for me, but it's for the body. And thus, I think it was 32 of us that graduated. So I have a new care for those that are out there trying to share the gospel, and they actually have a title of preacher, they have a title of minister, they have a title of the calling. I don't say title because that's what people knows it as. But I think I told you all in one of the broadcasts that, to me, the Bible does say that he gave you a title, prophet, teacher, whatever. That's a gift that God has given us. So for those that have that gift and are operating in it, they have churches that have that are traveling as evangelists, that are doing all of that. I felt a different type of heaviness for them this week. And I, of course, strongly believe that it's because of the graduation and what that may look like in my life now. So part of the things that were highlighted for me this week is how people, the lack of support that a minister, pastor, preacher, evangelist, whatever that may be, a teacher, may have in their lives and in their walk. With this calling that we have accepted, it's not something that, and my pastor always says that it's not something that you signed up for. It's not something that I'm going to go and become a teacher. I'm going to go and become a doctor. I'm going to go. It's something that you are called and pulled to do. And yes, it is joyful. It is rewarding. You're doing it for God and his people, but it's not something that you volunteer for. It's just not something that you volunteer for because they're shaking and they're breaking. Until you know what it is, then yes, you're like, okay, God, send me, I'll go. But while you are new in it, you're not like, oh yeah, Lord, send me, break me, break my heart and stuff. And no, break my heart, but break my character, my spirit, so that I can be transformed to what you really created me to. Because God is not a God that breaks the heart. So let me correct that as well. But just like take me to this shaping and breaking point. When I joined MIT, the elder that interviewed me, one thing that he told me towards the end of the interview, he said, MIT, this is going to be a season for you where it's a sharpening season. And I was like, okay, yeah, it makes sense, sharpening. But when he broke it down to me, he said it's like a pencil. And when you put that pencil in the sharpener, that old skin goes away and the new skin is coming out. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense, but that kind of hurts, and that was 3 years ago when he said that. And now it makes sense that nobody, again, volunteers for that. I'm rambling, I don't know why, but nobody volunteers for that. Nobody volunteers for that sharpening that cut me so that I can be better, even though it's for the greater good. Nobody just volunteers for that. So with that, because those that go through that process, whether it's MIT, whether it's whatever else, that go through that process and accept the calling that God has put in their lives and that pulling, we decide that we want to live differently. And I've been sharing that with you all throughout since 2016. 2016 is when we started this, right? December 2016. I've been sharing the transformation that God has already done in my life, and you get to see it every Friday. You get to see my experiences. You get to hear the things that God is doing, has been doing, has done, and continues to do. through my life. So with that, you want to do better, you want to live right, not perfectly, because we would never accomplish that, but you want to, there are certain things that you want to walk away from, there are some certain things that you don't want to do anymore, there's some things that you never will want to do, there are some things, some places, casual encounters that you don't want to be a part of, there are certain corrupt company that you don't want to be around, because that is going to affect the thing that God is trying to protect you from. It's trying to, it's going to affect that place where God is pulling you to. And so this week, I have notes as the song was going. This is all that I was getting from the Holy Spirit. I have yet to touch any of my notes. This is how this is going to go. In my head, this was going to be a short broadcast, but as you can see, I didn't tell you all that until now. So the heart, the people, this minister, and I air quoted because again, the whole title thing is just like, the servant, of God, wanting to do right, yet having a circle of people or having people around that don't understand the need, their internal need, a spiritual need to step away or to separate from certain things is very discouraging. I received some text messages this week from some of my classmates that graduated with me about how the warfare was this week. And so I just want to encourage those, whether you went to MIT or not, whether you graduated or not, whether you have a license or not, but those that are really wanting to serve God and wanting to do better and wanting to please God and fulfill the purpose that God has already shown you. Many of us already know what God wants us to do. I know several things that God has wanted me to do, and some of those I feel like I have been procrastinating about. Some of those I feel like, even though I haven't not done it, is going to happen in God's timing. But I'm speaking to those of you that feel that tug in your heart, like it's like, I don't belong here. I know that there is more for me. I know that God is this. I feel uncomfortable in this place, and I feel uncomfortable doing that. And I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to that person that, and also especially to those that are ministers, that are pastors, that are leaders, that are servants, that are going out there and can really find a support system, because everyone wants the cake and still eat it too. Everyone wants the cake and still eat it too. They know the walk. They know that you're trying to do right. They know that you are ministering to people. They know that you want to live by example. They know that your ministry, it may be to encourage young men or young women. They may know that you are to, inspire the homeless or whatever. And you don't want to go out and splurge and have them see you, whatever it is that conviction is to you. They know all of that. But yet they still invite you to these different places. They still open up a door for you to walk into the places that you're trying to avoid, even though they know the things that you're trying to do, that you're wanting to do, and that you are wanting to please God, even though that they know that you are in love with God, and that you are like that this is what I want. They're still like, yeah, I get you, and I support you. I'm proud of you. That's great. Well, how about we go and smoke this weed? And you're like, okay? You end up so confused because you expect certain people to value that. And so right now I just want to encourage you and let you know that there's going to be people that, even though they say with their mouth that they understand and that they respect and they're proud of your walk, they're proud of your transformation, they're still going to try to bring you down, willingly or not. Because again, as I always mention, it is a way, just like we are vessels of Christ, they are vessels of the devil too. Some of us have been used by the devil. Some of us may have been used by the devil today and don't even know it. So some people are used as a vessel to try to keep you back, bring you back to where you came from. So this is literally how I wrote it. This is for the heart, those that have the heart of a minister. And the minister is just sharing the word of God. The minister is just spreading the love of Jesus Christ. It's not a piece of paper. It's not a title. Yes, that's great. Yes, I appreciate the program. I would have never been here without that program. So I appreciate all the leaders that have this program in place, all the teachers that pour out to us. I am by no any means discrediting the program. It is needed for some of us. God sent me there because I needed that. Everybody may not need it, but I needed it. So, but this is for the heart of the minister. License or not, ordination of not, the call, the pastor, the servant, the man and the woman, because a lot of times people forget that those that are called and those that are ministering are still human. So people expect perfection from them, just because, okay, well, you are a pastor, it's like they don't have a life. It's almost, one thing that God has been showing me is almost like we see the people from the superstars, Hollywood superstars, actors and actresses and singers. We just had two people in the media world, in the superstardom world, that committed suicide this week. And so it is the same perception that people have on these Hollywood people, like they're not human, like everything is perfect, and what you see on TV is all that they live, and like they don't have any feelings and they don't have any issues. That's how I've been seeing that people also see the minister, the pastor, the evangelist, and all of those people that are just pouring out. And those people are human. We are human too. I just have this heaviness over the pastors now. I just have this heaviness, and my pastor talked about that in one of his Bible studies months ago, where he said, before I am anything else, before I am pastor, bishop, such and such, I am my name. I am Marlene. I am Cassandra. I am Leah. I am Angel. And it's just with like anything else, like with doctors. Doctor such and such, the title becomes your name. Doctor, or what's another example? You guys get the point. You get the gist of what I'm saying. Your title takes away your name, and people, because of that title, people forget that you're human. If you have not started watching the Red Table Talk that Jada Smith started doing, she's very transparent in that, and that shows yet another scope of the humanity of people, regardless of what they do for a living, regardless of what they've been called to. They're still human. They still need people that understand them, cover them, and yes, hold them accountable, but they need some people to also just hold them up and encourage them. So that's what I'm here for today. So my second note, the song says something about change and how the change must begin in me. The change I want to see must first begin in me. And then it says I surrender. And so a lot of people is going to question you and ask you, well, you changed. That is a famous one. Whenever you're improving, whenever you're getting better, and that's whether it's spiritual or not. If you're working out, if you're changing your eating habits, or whatever the case may be, now you're trying to live right and you try to forget those things that are behind and live for Christ, or you stop smoking, whatever the case may be. Oh, you change. Oh, you think you're funny. You think you're better than this and that, because you are improving yourself. And so there's people that are going to try to keep you behind that crap mentality, that's going to try to keep you back down and bring you back down to that bucket, just because you're wanting to change. Well, if you are interested in changing, in seeing other people change, as messed up as this world is, if you're interested in seeing this world change, that song broke it down so simple. It said that the change I want to see must first begin in me. It must first begin in me. So if I don't change, how in the world I can inspire someone else to change? So if I don't change my behavior, if I don't change my habits, if I don't change my walk, how can I encourage other women to change the walk if they have a walk that is similar to what mine was, or even if they don't? How can I encourage anyone to change anything if I'm not first changing myself? If I can't, how can I say God is the God of transformation when I'm still doing the same silly stuff that I was doing 10, 20 years ago? Yes, we all fall short of the glory of God. Yes, we all sin. Yes, we all imperfect. But that doesn't mean that we're going to intentionally do it. That doesn't mean that we're not going to push and pursue the righteousness that God has already given us and asked us to have. So the change must first come with us. So some people, because you're wanting to change, because you want to be better, because you want to inspire others, some people will not accept it. They will tell you with their mouth, oh yeah, that's great. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh yes, I think that's a great idea. And when you go forward with it, they will be the first ones to invite you to do something else. They will be the first one to distract you and call you. That day that you said that you were going to study, that day that you said that you were going to start making phone calls to ask people about whatever you need to do, the day that you told them that you were going to go out and look for venues for the event, the day that you decided that you were going to move forward and do whatever it was, the day that you told them you were going to move out of that house from the guy that you were living with, whatever that thing was, that's the day they're going to call you and try to distract you. And even though they said they supported you, there's going to be people that will try to take it away from you. Even if they say that you were successful, and you move away, or you were successful and found that venue, and you were successful and got those phone calls done, and you were successful and did all of that, and now you have a date set, you have everything for the next step to do, that person's going to try to take that thing away. It happened to me. It happened to me, where people will try to take away even the name of things and business and ministries that God has given you, that you know God gave you, and they will try to take it away. They will try to take it away. The enemy will use anybody, just like God will use anybody as well. And they will stop you. They will try to stop you from getting there. They will try to stop you from getting there by trying to invite you again to those things that you already walked away from, those things that are no longer tasty to you. We talked about food last week and how we're supposed to love God, that what would happen if we love God as we love food. So that thing that is no longer tasteful or tasty to you, they're trying to feed it up to you and just give it to you anyway, because it's the thing that is going to get you heavy. Remember what I told you guys, it's going to get you heavy into a place that you don't want to even go to where you were going. You're so heavy you don't want to go to the gym anymore and work out. Are you so heavy that you don't even want to go to look at the venue because you're tired. You're so heavy because that person has given you that thing that you had already puked before, because you couldn't even take it. So the next note is, the thing that God set you free from is the same thing that will chase you to try to discount what God has already done in your life. The thing that God set you free from is the same thing that will chase you to try to discount what God has already done in your life. When we are in Christ, you know how the word says that he will give you a way to escape, and he will give us a way to escape, but sometimes we don't even take it. We don't take it, and go back to casual encounters to understand why we don't take it. But when we even get involved in it, it's not because we're bound with that thing anymore. It's not because we are in strongholds and anymore. I mean, it's just a thing of like, might as well do. And then when we do it, we're like, why did I do that? But it's because you have all these different people throwing different targets at you and trying to talk you into how it's not that bad, or how, oh, you're too serious, or you're too radical, or you get this, you're on this minister level now, and you to this and you to that. And so you start questioning yourself, and you start letting the enemy come into your mind and make you feel some kind of way, and you start feeling discouraged. Again, this goes back to the beginning of the conversation, where you have all these people that are called and feel this heaviness of now I had to, and not because I have to, like it's a heaviness like we don't want to do it, but it's just like, this is what God has called me for, and I have this ministry. Like I tell my sister all the time, I said, we have this ministry, this is what he's called us for, so now we are to make our daddy proud. You know, that is our thing. But because we are so eager to try to make our daddy proud, you know, think that that the enemy is going to try to send something to get us away from that and say, hey, well, remember this when you used to this 10 years ago, you know, how about you try it again? It still looks good, or it still is this, it still is that, whatever that thing is. Whatever that thing is, because it's trying to bring you back and discount what God has already done, the transformation that God has already performed. Because through the transformation, going back to the change must first come in me in order to it must begin in me to go into other people. With that change and that transformation comes about healing of other people, comes about the salvation of other people, comes about the boldness that you're going to have to go and speak to other people about what he has done for you. So it is a constant battle. It is a constant battle. It is. And that's why it's so important that we stay in the word. And I'm preaching to the choir, stay in the word, stay prayerful, stay meditating with him, and stay asking God. Ask God questions. Wait to hear from him. I just had a conversation also with another sister this week that is going through some things. And the question about came about of why does God allow this? You know, why God let me suffer and God let me do all these things, and you know, after I did so many things and God allowed me to, you know, go through this, I asked him to cover me. I asked him, yes, but when you walk into that situation, did you ask God? Was it for you to walk in the situation? Did you ask God? And did you wait for an answer? Because I mentioned also before that we go, God, you know, I think this is the job. I need the job. It pays right. And I just, you know, God, I need you to let me know this is it. And, you know, if you don't, God, let me know. And I think like this is it, but I don't want to do it wrong, God. So you let me know, God. Okay. Amen. And walk away. Next thing you know, you get the offer, you accept it, but you never wait until God say, yes, that is the job. The boo, the new house, the new city to go to, the neighbor that you need, whatever it is, the store that you need to go to, the dress that you need to wear, whatever. Yes, I've asked God sometimes what to wear. Judge me if you like. I don't care. I honestly don't care. I don't. But when we ask God, do we wait for an answer? Or did we just, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I think he's the one. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and marry. Now, that's not to say that sometimes God will not have you go through some situations to learn a lesson or to go, whatever the case may be, because God works in whatever way he wants to work in mysterious way. But wait for his answer. Wait for his answer. That way we can walk into the thing that he has asked us to and speak to those people that he has already said for us to speak to. The enemy is going to try to continue to destroy that thing. If you have a ministry for young boys, he's going to try to get you to do something that will discourage you from speaking to young boys. If you have a ministry for young girls and women, he's going to try to continue to bring you to do something that's going to bring embarrassment to that and discourage you from doing that and delay the process. Because there's a people that are hurting that need you to speak up. And do you think that Satan wants you to go and talk to people about your experience and how he transformed you and how you are healed so that they can be healed too? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He does not. And that is why. And so you have this tug of war and you need to pray. Here's the prayer about who do we need to have in our circle and who have to go. And it doesn't have to be a war. It doesn't have to be ugly. It doesn't have to be enemies. But who do we have to have in our circle and who has to go? Because in this time, in this season, if you really and truly want to serve God, if you really want to minister, you cannot do it with people that are going to try to pull you away from it. So ask God. Because there's some people that may be in your circle that God has you to just minister to them, to just be a light to them. The son follow and say, "You the light of the world." So when he say that, "You the light of the world," in that song that we were listening to at the beginning of the video, that's the reason God gave me. I wrote down why. So we go back to what it says. The thing that God sets you free from is the same thing that will chase you to try to discount what God has done in your life. Why? Because you're the light of the world. Hey, big bro. Hey, DJ. Because you are the light of the world. That's why. Matthew 5:14. And city on the hill cannot be hidden. So when God has already put that light on you, when God has already transformed you, when God has already given you the word, the ministry, again, when I say ministry, I'm not always talking about a building, an organization, a foundation. The ministry, like I say, is spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. That is the ministry. When he has already tell you, go forward, go and make disciples, there is the light. You are the light of the world. There's people waiting on you to light it up. You want to be lit up? Go ahead and be the light. Be lit. Is that what we say? Is that the thing right now? Be lit. That sounds so old. Get lit. Whatever it is, y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Here's a way to be lit by being the light of the world. And if we have allowed people to discourage us, if we have allowed people to talk us out of our walk, if we have allowed people or ourselves at times, if we have allowed the enemy at the end of the day to distract us from that walk and that change that God has already performed in us, then it's time to go back. It's time to go back to that. Because as long as we're breathing, it's not too late to go back to that, so that we can go ahead and be used and be the light of the world. It says, the world is looking at you. The answer is inside of you. That's what the song said. The world is looking at you. The answer is inside of you. Who lives inside of us? The Holy Spirit, right? The same power that rose Jesus from the dead is inside of us. When he left our comforter, the Holy Spirit. And the world is looking at us, even whether we think they're not. There's another moment, another MIT moment, and I'll close. I didn't know so we talked about the people that don't support you. We talked about the people that may try to bring you back to where you came from and God brought you out of. But let me talk to you about the people that actually support you and the people that love you. With my graduation on Sunday, I saw so many people supporting me, giving me words of encouragement, giving me words of support, text messages. There were people that were prophesying and so many different things that I experienced. And when I made it home, I'm going to try not to cry. When I made it home, I was like, oh God, I feel so loved. Like, wow, there's so many people that are looking at you and you don't even know that they are. Because when you're doing this thing for real, you're not looking to see who's watching you. You're not trying to count the number of likes that you get. You're not trying to see how many people showed up, or how many people are wherever you're going. Or you're not trying to see what kind of ministry you volunteer for, because there are going to be some counters on there. So when you're doing this thing for real, you're doing it for God. It humbled me in such a way to see how many people were, for one, there to support. Just there to support. So many people that even were taking pictures and videos. I didn't ask anyone to do any of that, but they took the memories. Some people brought gifts, and some people were texting and encouraging and calling. And people that I've met even at church. There is a gentleman that I call Papa, and he's like, honey, I'm so proud of you. And it's just people just looking at you and looking at you walk, and you're still like, God, I don't even know, like, are you for serious? Am I even ready for this? And I know I am because you sent me, but it's like, are you for serious? Like, are we really doing this? And there's so many people looking at you when you're doing this thing and you don't even know it. So I say all that to say that even when you're not out there going to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, but you being yourself, and you at work sharing your love, and you at work having conversations and joking with people, and you at work, encouraging somebody without having to be deep and wonderful, like my teacher used to say. People are watching. People are watching because you are the light. If you are being used by God, you are being used by God. It just, however, whatever, whenever, wherever He's going to use you. So to those of you that have been discouraged, to those of you that have been pulled away, to those of you that have been looked over, to those of you that have been looked as if you're perfect now because you have this title, because to those of you that are yet still human, I just want to get here and encourage you. To those of you that are wanting to live right, are wanting to live for Christ. What does live right means? Live for Christ, to make Him proud, to look at His word and to change in whatever way He wants you to change, in whatever way He wants you to get better. To those of you that really have a heart to please God, I am here to encourage you, to tell you that there are some people out there that will encourage you and pull you to make it, and not push you back to where you came from. So find your circle, pray for that. Pray, ask God, who are those people? And pray hard and wait for an answer. Who are those people that I need to connect with in this season so they can help me to get to, not to the next title, not to the next platform, but to get to where God wants me to be and where I want to be, because I love Him, because I want to have a relationship with my daddy and I want to make Him proud. So who are those people, God, that I can trust and say, look, I'm not comfortable when I go around this, or I'm not comfortable when we speak about that, because this is my past and this is what my past looked like. And although I am healed, set free, and delivered, the enemy could use these things as trigger, and I do not want any open doors, anything to try to bring me close to where I came from and where my daddy set me free from. He who the Son sets free is free indeed. But yet, yes, we sometimes, because of the casual encounters, voluntarily jump into the situations, because the power of God is greater than anything that is on earth. But if we voluntarily jump in because we have free will, then God is going to be like, okay, well, do you, boo, until you come back to me. So to those of you that I just mentioned, there are some people. If you don't have nobody in your circle that will encourage you to get to where you need to get to, or where you want to get to, where you know that you're supposed to be at, where you know that you're supposed to be at a different place in God, where you know that you're supposed to be doing different, talking differently, walking differently, send me a message, reach out to me. I'll talk to you on Messenger. I'll call you. If you don't want to give me your number, we can talk on Messenger. We don't need to exchange numbers, but find your circle. Find those people that are going to bring you, help you come out of there. Yes, God is the one that's going to bring us out, but we need to have a support system. We need to have a support system. There's way too many people trying to push each other down and trying to continue to remind people where they come from and the sin that they were set free from, because you don't want to see somebody else do better. So that is my rant. It sounded like a rant to me anyway. For tonight, that is the thing. I'm encouraging every single one of you, those that again, those that really want to do what God says do. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep pushing. Keep getting in the word, keep seeking God for his love, his relationship, his covering, his transformation. I've been telling you, you get on your knees and just ask him to do it for you, to transform it, to just give it to him, whatever it is. Um, and look for help. We are so codependent and so proud sometimes that we don't need no help. We don't need nobody. We good. And the enemy can take advantage of that. This was some fire because I kept getting kicked out. Wow. Yeah, watch the replay. To God be the glory. But yeah, again, I just want to be here and encourage, because this week I've been a little heavy just for those that are walking on the call and wanting to do right by God and wanting to love on his people and be an example. So you are an example. In spite of your mistakes, God still can do mighty, mighty things. Nobody that he has used has ever been perfect. So that is it. That is the message. I hope this encouraged you. I hope that this helps. I hope that this bless you. Feel free to comment. Feel free to share with other people if you feel that is going to bless them. I just wanted to come here and just share that with you all. I pray that you have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend. That you find some space and some time to spend with God, but also to spend with other people that can support you, with other people where you can have a conversation without feeling some type of way because they don't get you, or because you are going to be judged, simply because you love God so much that you want to change. Yes. So that is it for tonight, guys. I always tell you, I love God first, Matthew 6:33, so that he can show you how to love yourself. And once you love yourself, then you can love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love the hell out of people. There's a lot of people waiting on the words that God has given you. There's a lot of people waiting on the ministry that has already been placed in your heart, your mind, and your spirit. There's a lot of people that are hurting, waiting to be healed by God through your testimony, through whatever teaching, whatever encouragement, whatever God has you to do. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of people that need what they need the light. They need the light. So go forward and do what God say, and don't worry about what other people make you think or believe, and make you feel, in those that try to make you feel bad because you wanting to please God and you wanting to do better than what you did before. They say that when you know better, you do better. So there's nothing wrong with that. I love you all. There's nothing you can do about that. And as I always say, if it's not God's business, it's none of our business. Again, have a blessed weekend. And God willing, I'll see you all next week. All right? Take care of yourself. Deuces.